Greetings to Madam Mariam and Dr. Amiruddin. For this video, I will present about my final year project entitled Knowledge Management Capability of SME in Implementation E-commerce. The breakdown of this study is knowledge management capability is described as the ability of an organization to gather important information resources and manage their assimilation and use, or to mobilize and use knowledge management-based resources along with other resources and functions. Besides, knowledge management capability is also recognized as an effective organizational approach to find out competitive advantage in creating new products and services, continue to increase as well as to adapt to the changing market environment. For the problem statement is, in the area of fourth industrial revolution, knowledge-based business environment with fast-growing communication and information technology with the digital economy has developed new business capacity. The challenge that many companies facing is the lack of accountability and the participation of workers in order to accomplish the objective of the company, because there was a lack of knowledge management strategy for gathering elements or components that are organized against an unstable market for a shared purpose. The research question is, what are the elements of knowledge management capability? Does the knowledge management capability and the most influencing element of knowledge management capability have influence of SME successful implementation of e-commerce? The research objective is to identify or analyze the elements of knowledge management capability, relationship of knowledge management capability, and the most influencing element of knowledge management capability influence on SME's successful implementation of e-commerce. For the theory or framework of this research is referred to process knowledge management framework. The conceptual framework of my research is knowledge acquisition, knowledge distribution, and knowledge interpretation as my independent variable, and dependent variable is successful implementation of e-commerce. For the research methodology, that involves 5 main parts. First one is research design, that causal research is used in research design to identify the cause and effect in variable in this research. Second is methodology choices, and quantitative research is used in this research. The third is data sources, that consists primary sources, which is questionnaire, while secondary sources from census, government agency, organizational record, and data collected from other research purposes. Next is scope of study. The location research is located at certain regions such as Negeri Sembilan, Malacca, and Johor. The population of this study is 150 SME entrepreneurs. The last is significance of study is raise awareness of the SME entrepreneur to integrate knowledge management when implementation of business. Research strategy that used in research is a quantitative questionnaire that provides script for presenting standard question and response option. Questionnaire include questions that address specific research objectives such as independent and dependent variable, as well as demographic information used to calculate the weight of the survey. For data analysis are discrete analysis, that analysis for demographic, and inferential analysis included person correlation coefficient analysis, multiple regression analysis, and ANOVA. Discrete analysis of respondent demographic is prepared by pie chart. For gender, male is almost 90% and 10% is female in this study. Next is races, that the most which is 46% of the respondent is Chinese in this study, and the respondent age is 18 to 30 years old occupy the most, which is 38%. The state of respondent in Negeri Sembilan is the most, which occupy 41.3% or 62 population. For the education level, is the most of the respondent is SPM level with 72 population. For discrete statistics from the table, the results show that the average of all independent variables was greater than 3.0, which means that most respondents agree with the statement of the independent variable in the questionnaire. For the correlation analysis, the percent correlation R value between knowledge acquisition and successful implementation of e-commerce is 0.709. The result shows relationship between two variables is moderate. The percent correlation R value between knowledge distribution and successful implementation of e-commerce is the lowest, which is 0.646, and the relationship between these two variables is weak. The percent correlation R value between knowledge interpretation and successful implementation of e-commerce is the highest value, shows strong relationship with the R value of 0.763. For hypothesis testing, table show the regression model have statistical significance when the value of P is less than 0.05 and T value is more than 1.96 for all variables. Prove that all hypotheses is supported for this research. For the discussion, there are three objectives. Objective 1 is to identify the element of knowledge management capability influence on SME successful implementation of e-commerce. There was a strong relationship between knowledge acquisition and successful implementation of e-commerce when the R is 0.709 in the result of the percent correlation coefficient. The result of the percent correlation coefficient show a positive significant relationship between the knowledge distribution and the successful implementation of e-commerce, which the R is 0.646. The result of the percent correlation coefficient show there was a strong positive relationship between knowledge interpretation and successful implementation of e-commerce on SME entrepreneur, which the R is 0.763. The objective 2 is to analyze the relationship between knowledge management capability and successful implementation of e-commerce. The result for regression coefficient R show the value of the correlation coefficient is 0.788, link that there were strong relationship between independent variable or dependent variable. Besides, the value of R squared is 0.621, which means 62.1% of the variance of independent variable affect the dependent variable. The objective 3 is to determine the most influencing element of knowledge management capability on SME successful implementation of e-commerce. Knowledge interpretation has the highest beta value among the independent variable, which was 0.455. The analysis showed that knowledge interpretation have the stronger relationship influence on the successful implementation of e-commerce. In conclusion, all the objectives and hypotheses in this study have been successfully achieved, and the result of the data collected supported the knowledge management capability in the area of knowledge acquisition, knowledge distribution, knowledge interpretation, enhance the successful implementation of e-commerce. The result indicated the intensity of knowledge management enable SME entrepreneurs to increase market share, product quality, business efficiency, and revenue of a business. Besides, it also helps SME entrepreneurs to increase the new and existing business partner and supplier, increase the level staff productivity, and enhance the customer service. The recommendation for future research is future research recommendation could examine the implementation of e-commerce knowledge management in companies of various sizes such as large or multinational corporations. Future research can determine different factors in knowledge management such as knowledge level, technical expertise, and availability of training to gain insight into various areas of e-commerce implementation. Researchers can choose different types of method to collect data. The recommended method is to use a qualitative method to collect data from SME entrepreneurs. That's all for me. Thank you.